Assalamu alaikum. Shukran for joining us as we kick off with this week's Nur the Light. Racing cars might not be for the faint-hearted, but a KwaZulu-Natal couple is building a name for themselves as they occupy pole position and break stereotypes in the process.
Newcastle's oval track is home to off-road racing this side of the world and has seen support for the sport grow over the years. One of its top track racers is Shaukat Khan, a local boy who got behind the wheel a few years ago and has never looked back.
Oval track racing is basically racing on a gravel track in an oval shape. It was just a decision made overnight. We decided it was something interesting, let's give it a try. It's something more safe and controlled. After the first time I tried it, I came third on my first night, and after that I was hooked. I've been doing it now for the last 3 years, and I think the first time that when you join in, you enjoy the fun, it's safe fun, you can do it with your family, things like that. Yeah, I joined the Oval Track Race Committee after a year. I was basically voted in by the drivers because they've seen I've been a responsible person and committed towards the club. I was voted in, and I'm now the driver representative for the Newcastle Oval Track Committee.
Shaukat's weekly visits to the track were mostly accompanied by his now wife Shakira, whom herself had a love for cars. Not long after, she too found herself sitting inside a car and made a memorable impression in her very first race.
I decided to join the oval track racing when Shaukat actually started racing initially. I always had a passion for cars, and watching him race, it was so exciting. I've always put him under pressure to say that I want to race as well. Then eventually he allowed me to go on. That's when the first ladies category opened up, and I was one of the first ladies to join. I took first on my first race, and ever since then I've been racing and absolutely loving it. Being a woman and being a race car driver, it's totally different feeling. Everybody looks at you in a different light. I guess especially me being so tiny, everybody wonders how I do it. But you know, there's no stereotype really in racing. I think it can be for anybody.
Okay, so far we've never competed against each another because she drives a different category and I drive a different category. But the fans want to see us race each other.
Racing responsibly is very important, and Shaukat and Shakira encourage anyone who wants to take up the sport to remember this. Young racers must exercise caution as well as race only on legal tracks and with the proper support.
Safety is a very important thing when it comes to oval track racing. We always say safety first before anything else. Like on a race night, we'll have paramedics down there, we have fire extinguishers, breakdowns. If there's anything happens, you don't get out of your car until this help comes to you.
For this couple, however, the track is a place where they are most at home. Their kids can often be seen with them, and the family spend their weekends tinkering and tuning their cars. They are even readying their son to take to the track in the near future.
Anyone can race in the track as long as they join a club and they get a license from WOMSA, and they can be raced. If the kids are under 14, their parents got to sign on behalf of them. My son is he's going to be 6 years old. We're actually trying to push him, and hopefully by 7, he should be on the track.
When off the racetrack, the family tries to balance a life that will not only benefit themselves, but the community as well. The Khan family are involved in numerous fundraisers to benefit underprivileged families.
Yes, we are involved in a charity organization. The organization is called NCAU. That's the Newcastle Community Aid and Upliftment, where we help out the poor, feed the needy, be it any color or race. We do monthly feeding at clinics. We do Ramadan hampers for those in need before Eid. The founder of the organization is Dr. Ahmed Jamaluddin. So it's quite an exciting project. We get to see all the less fortunate. Our children get to see that, so they realize that they are so fortunate to have everything.
Because I think of it, you have to do something towards the community.
You have to give back.
By that, doing that is raising awareness, and the group is getting bigger and bigger. And hopefully we can achieve more things in the near future.
According to the Khans, a family that races together stays together. The couple continue to passionately show off their talent at the Newcastle Oval Track and encourage others to join the sport, which can be done with the entire family.
From racing to fashion, we have it all. Joburg's trendy hijabis are standing by to showcase their unique style.
My style for me basically is vibrant, colorful, modest, comfortable. I do have my days where I just basically want to chill in sweats, but when I step out the door, I have to be, everything has to be on point.
My style is basically edgy, unique, spontaneous. So I try to pick my outfits on the day basically. I don't plan ahead of time. I just go with whatever my gut tells me to go with.
My style is very classic, but I do follow trends. So I'll stick with classic shoes and handbags and maybe a trendy top, but definitely more classic.
I took a plain abaya, did my hijab differently, and just put on something home.
I try to focus on street culture and bring in modesty into it as well with this black coat, and then just a simple long t-shirt, extra long t-shirt, which is quite trendy nowadays, and then just basic sneakers.
It's just a lace shirt, which is classic, which you can wear with anything. And then it's this jacket, which is more modest. It's from silk. And then these leather leggings, which are quite practical because you can wear it day and night. And comfy mules. I like this sort of hijab because it doesn't slip off. It stays on and you don't need to use pins.
What influences my style is basically the previous Muslimas that have thread the path of hijab and mostly YouTube. Because we're living in a modern society, I love sitting behind the computer and getting new styles.
Fashion is very important to me because I feel like it's a way of expressing myself. Growing up, religion has always been important to me. As you know, Islam promotes modesty. It promotes basically for you to be humble in your dressing.
What influences my dressing? I would say it's my mood. If I'm feeling very upbeat, then I want to dress up. But if I just feel oh, I'm lazy today, then I'll just put on a pair of jeans and just a nice top. But I usually always dress up. I never dress down unless I'm just staying at home.
How often do you feel lethargic, tired, or run down? The solution to that is explored in today's topic as we learn more about energy drips and how they can help you get rid of those feelings.
Millions of people across the world suffer from stress, dehydration, and immune deficiencies. Medical experts have made continuous efforts over the years to implement better ways of treatment for a lasting body, and they are starting to yield results. A wellness spa in Johannesburg has introduced the very first drip bar to cater to the needs of its clients.
So Revive is the global market leader in elective IVs. Basically, we replenish your system with all your vitamins, minerals, amino acids, electrolytes, antioxidants, hydrate the system as well through the IV. What you should be getting from a really good balanced diet and exercise. Let's face it, we all don't have that time to do everything. This kind of replenishes your system with what daily life takes out of you. So, whether you're a high-flying executive, whether you're a mom doing the school runs, whether you're a sportsman or whatever the case is, daily life takes it out of you, and we kind of replenish your system to get you back up to your best, basically.
The intravenous processing of fluids and vitamins is a growing trend in the wellness industry. Instead of taking vitamin tablets, one can now simply go to the wellness spa for a boost, which is given directly into your bloodstream using a drip.
We've you take your multivitamins, you lose 50 to 60% of that through your digestive tract before you get the essence of anything. With the treatments that we provide in any IV, you get 100% of whatever's going into your bloodstream. Secondly, health and wellness is obviously a major aspect of everybody's lives. I've got to make one thing clear: we're in health management and wellness and not health care. We're not claiming to cure sicknesses or diseases or illnesses of that sort, but what we're doing is we're helping people take care of themselves. So not to say that you'll never ever get sick again or whatever the case is, but by you keeping yourself well, it probably reduces the chances of that actually happening.
Ever since introducing this revolutionary treatment, people are turning up to find out more.
If you look at the high-paced environment and the lifestyles that we're living in today's times, where everything is just you're rushing and you're going through, whether it's your personal, your personal life or business life, and we're neglecting our bodies. You're feeling that fatigue, you're feeling drained, you're not getting time to recoup, you're not getting enough sleep because you're working the late hours, doing the early mornings, you're always on the phone, or there's always pressure that's around. And I think, when I found the Revive Drip and when I tested it out, it sort of cured that. It sort of was a quick fix that wasn't dangerous to your body. You weren't taking all of these chemicals and substances and, medications that you don't know what could happen with side effects.
The treatment is designed to stay in your system for a prolonged period, making you feel more vitalized and refreshed for weeks at a time.
We kind of recommend that you do this probably once a month because the ingredients are designed to last in your system for that while. We wouldn't recommend you do it more than once in 3 weeks. If you're going to do the anti-aging one, which is the VitaGlow, we've done and tested it, and it's safe enough to even do it once a week if need be. So the great thing about Revive is we're a global company. We're the global market leader. We have an R&D facility in the US. So all the ingredients, all the formulas have been tried and tested over a period of time, and then only do we obviously administer it. So we know that what we're doing is safe. And that's why we recommend, the frequency of it, whether it's either once in 3 weeks, once a month. But for the slimming and the anti-aging one, we can do that once a week.
For those people on the go, the wellness treatment has become essential to their demanding lives.
Revive Wellness is just such an amazing product that I feel for myself personally, being a mum, being a working CEO, it's that little boost that you need that enhances your lifestyle and enhances the capabilities of your abilities, and Sayed Mia, that is the CEO for Wellness, is also a dear friend of ours, and when he introduced us to this, Osman is just absolutely addicted to it, and I think by association I've just been roped in.
As South Africans become more health conscious, people are realizing the importance of reviving their system with vitamins and minerals. The drip bar thus comes at an opportune time for those seeking this kind of boost and is growing across the country.
We are what we eat, they say, and later on, Lemise du Toit will be sharing a traditional Cape classic. Before then, however, we're going to check out the latest in gadgets in this week's Books, Tech and App segment.
Former teacher and principal of the Strand Muslim Primary School, Ibrahim Roda, began to research and write about the history of the Muslims who settled in the Strand after his retirement. At the age of 68, he received his master's degree. He writes a compelling account of the history of the Muslims who lived here because it isn't just an account of the mosques and the historical structures, but an account of the people and their lives here. The Ember Light truly is an innovation with a purpose. Home automation is now coming in smaller and more accessible shapes and forms. The Ember Light simply connects your phone and can be attached to various light fittings in your home and controlled from your cell phone. This can be used as a safety measure or simply so that you don't have to get out of bed in order to turn the lights off. It can even be used as a light dimmer to set the mood in your home. This technology works with a simple installation of an app on your cell phone, available on both Android and iPhone. International Islamic scholar Ustada Yasmin Mohahed has released an Islamic audio app that is integrated with www.muslimcentral.com. As audio lectures are uploaded to the website, it will automatically become available via the app. No ads or in-app purchases allows you to listen without interruption. You can keep track of and share the podcasts you find interesting, or simply listen online from wherever you are.
Origin, we came across time and space to another world, a lesser world. But in that separation, something painful happened. We were no longer with God in the physical space.
Don't forget, all our shows can be viewed online. All you have to do is log on to YouTube and search for Nur the Light. You'll find past shows with inspiring fashion, great stories, amazing traveling ideas, and delicious recipes. Speaking of which, here's Lamise de Toy.
Assalamu alaikum. Food is as much our heritage as it is our identity, and with Heritage Day coming up, I thought it's only fitting that I share my tomato brie recipe with you. And what's great about this is that it's a melding of two cultures, the Afrikaner and the Malay. Now this is a big favorite in my house because I like to serve this hot and really sweet. And it's a true testament to sort of the merging of cultures that is what we are in Cape Town, and that's our Malay and Afrikaner heritage. And the ingredients that I use for mine are the following. I've got 4 to 5 medium-sized onions that are finely diced. I've got 1 kilogram of beef thick ribs that's been cleaned and cut for stewing. I've got 1 kilogram of ripe red tomatoes. If you can use the jam tomato variety, those are even better because they're really sweet. I've got my seasonings, which is salt and sugar to take the edge off the tomato, 2 green chilies with the seeds left in, and then oil for frying, and of course the tomato paste, which just gives you that rich, robust tomato flavor. So to start off, I'm going to fry off my onions. Now I don't braise my onions until they're golden brown like lots of people do, because the meat takes such a while to cook down that I literally let all of the juices come out of the meat and the onions, and I only start the browning process afterwards. So in go my onions. And the more onion you use, the better and richer your gravy is. So never be afraid to use onion. It also helps to eliminate mucus and clean your sinuses. So it's a good thing all round. And then to this, I'm adding my beef. And then there's my favorite spice that no dish I ever make goes without, and that's my green chili. So all I'm going to do is mix all of this through. Let the onions, the meat, and the chili get to know each other really well. Pop the lid on and let that just stew in its own juices until I'm ready to brown. So that should take about 30 minutes. So the thing to remember when cooking foods like a brie or tomato brie, or any brie for that matter, is that the reason why they taste so good is because it's slow cooked food. So be patient when your meat is braising. So this has been going for about 45 minutes, and I gently stir it in between, and I add little bits of water at a time. I never quite inundate the pot with loads of water because then you're just going to end up boiling your meat, and what you wanted to do is add that slow roast, caramelized flavors. And once your meat is nice and brown and starting to soften, that's when we add our tomatoes. So it's our ripe tomatoes going in. And it looks like loads, but it's not. It literally starts to cook away. And to this, I'm going to add my tomato paste, of which I've got 50 grams. I'm going to stir this all through, and immediately you'll see it starts to take on this rich, vibrant red color. This is a good time to add your salt and your sugar, because your meat is soft enough for the salt not to affect its texture. And again, I don't add any water at this point. I only do that right at the end. So for those diabetics or sugars out there, close your eyes right about now. It's about a half a cup. So all you have to do now is wait for all of these flavors to just meld nicely so that you get that nice rich tomato sauce. So all you have to do now is go and have a cup of tea. So this has been cooking for about an hour and a half. The longer and slower it goes, the better. That is the beauty of slow cooked food. So now I've got some fluffy white rice ready, and all I'm going to do is plate up. Always come from quite a carnivorous family, so we love meat. And you know that old saying, the nearer the bone, the sweeter the meat? Wasn't a lie. There is nothing like slow-cooked home food. So until next time, Assalamu alaikum.
That's definitely good food for any day, although they say breedies are winter foods. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us today. Please send us a message via our Facebook page and let us know what you think of the show. From me, Maria Mokwanda, Salang Hantle, Assalamu alaikum.